Austin is 6-5, coming off a win on Friday at home over Madison. Atlanta has won 3 straight. They're looking better and better as they creep up on the leaders. And remember, come April, the top 4 teams in the league will advance to the LOVB playoffs. 3 nights ago in Houston, Logan Eggleston, another Olympic hopeful, 2.8 kills per set, hitting 192. She gets a lot of out-of-system sets. The Atlanta starting lineup is also presented by Adidas. Outside hitter Mackenzie Adams, coming off a strong match a couple of nights ago. She had 10 kills and hit 429. Setter Rachel Fairbanks had 53 assists that night in 4 sets. And there's Onye Ofebu, who has been playing really well. And again, the Austin starting lineup. Madison Skinner, again, very much an Olympic hopeful. Maddie Banks has been playing well. Zoe Jarvis had taken the libero job away from Kotoe Inoue. And Bree O'Reilly has done some good work at setter this year. Let's have a look at today's Atlanta Dream of the WNBA. And O'Reilly will get set to center the way, and we'll be off and rolling on this Sunday afternoon. The first of 2 League One volleyball matches today. The other will be at 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. As Anne-Marie Anderson and Cameron Irwin will have the call of Madison at Nebraska. In the meantime, Austin at Atlanta, and here we go. Off speed from Mackenzie Adams. Bump set Zoe Jarvis. Here's Skinner, who goes off speed. Montano was there. Mac Adams going hard angle attack. Didn't get the hands. And Austin gets the first point. Hard to believe, already the 4th meeting this year between the two.
Yeah, when you only got 6 teams in the league, you got to play everyone a bunch.
Austin has won 2 of the previous 3. Each team defending their home floor every time. Montano tools the block.
Definitely keep an eye on Eva Hudson passing right now. She had some passing struggles in the last match and actually got pulled from the match. It looks like Austin is looking at that and trying to attack her right away.
Okay, so it's 2-0 Austin leading. Montano had 26 kills just to attack errors in her previous match. And that one goes wide. No consecutive attack errors for LOVB Atlanta.
That's bad news for Atlanta. You had the perfect pass from Hudson, and Ofebu in the middle, just missing where she's usually pretty golden.
Yes, she is. Fairbanks going to Montano, who goes off speed and gets the side out. Ivana Montano, her first kill.
What sets up the success for that tip is the fact that Austin watched her last match and saw her so powerful scoring. They're back deep, ready to dig the hard-driven ball.
Yeah, she does have a heavy arm. Onye Ofebu's serve. Overpass. Can Atlanta capitalize? Mac Adams. Jarvis trying to dig it. Banks can't run it down. And Adams with her first kill. Atlanta is back within 1.
Beautiful bang-bang play where Adams doesn't even able to get an approach. Just standing at the net, jump and swings. Shows you don't always need to have the perfect approach to be successful.
Great athlete Mackenzie Adams. We'll tell you a lot more about her a little later on. And from the middle, Molly McCage getting into the act.
I love Austin's connection with their middles. They're really successful last match they played. Both middles hit over 400.
McCage had 8 kills, had a big 5th set, couple of kills and a block as Austin was able to win that match. Montano gets rejected by McCage. We see her offensively and now defensively.
Atlanta really out of system in the first part of this match. I think they've only had that one system swing to Ofebu in the middle.
1 of 5 positive passes, now 2 of 6 as Montano takes a big swing. Got dug by O'Reilly, the set by Jarvis. Skinner trying to better the ball, gets dug by their setter Fairbanks. There's a dig for Eggleston. And Skinner going wrist away. 6-2 Austin.
That was the connection I was looking for. Gets the ball fast enough to Madison on the backside, but high enough to give her attack options. It was a much better adjustment from the last match they played.
That's a great athlete right there. Madison Skinner. Now Eggleston serve. Hudson's pass, back set, Montano. Overhand dig by Eggleston. Maddie Banks, dug by Peanut Pinoy. Montano's second swing of the rally, went for the tip and didn't get over the net. 7-2. Austin leading it.
We may see an early timeout here.
Yeah, they're out of sync.
I know coaches don't like to use it with only having one too early in the set, but this is getting away from them.
They had a couple of sets getting away from them the other night in Houston, but they were able to get the job done. Off speed from Adams. Dug by O'Reilly. Jarvis with the set. Swing for Skinner. Tia Jemerson. Dug by Jarvis. Back row attack. Eggleston. Back at her. Blocked for Atlanta. They get the side out. They're back within 4.
Nice job by Atlanta just staying in that rally. Keep getting quality touches. Both teams back and forth, back and forth.
Good work by Tia Jemerson. Jemerson played the bulk of the second half of the match last time out with Magdalena Yehelasheva on the bench. Good pass. Banks had the pass, had the swing, and got the high hands. Side out Austin. They lead 8-3.
Yeah, I'm happy to see the adjustment like we talked about in the pregame. Just missing a little bit too fast, a little bit too low on the outside. All the sets so far to the pin have given the hitters opportunities to score.
Hudson's pass a good one that time. Jemerson on the slide. And we had a net violation against Atlanta. Jemerson didn't like it. McCage will serve. Challenge successful because, as we mentioned, Jemerson did hit the net, but it was outside the antenna. Hudson's pass a good one. Back row attack by Montano. One-on-one with Asia O'Neal.
And that's a lot of what we saw Thursday night. Good pass, running her out of the back row in system.
She's playing in place of Tessa Grubbs, their starting opposite, one of the better opposites in a league stacked with good opposites. And service error for Adams. Tessa Grubbs out for the year after her second season-ending ankle injury in 2 seasons. There's Tessa. Expected to have surgery in the upcoming week so that she can correct that problem once and for all. Out of system here. Montano sending it over, and it goes long.
A lot of this issue for Atlanta just comes from that pass. And Austin's doing a great job of serving Hudson, keeping that pressure on, not letting her come up to breathe.
First contact after the serve is the pass, and there's an ace. It's a miscommunication for Atlanta. 11 for Austin. And each pass is rated 0 to 4. A 3 or 4 is considered a positive pass. Their positive pass percentage is only at 30% right now.
Passers made the mistake of not being on the same page. Pinoy moved closer to Hudson to help out her passing woes, but the other passer didn't fill the space that Pinoy left and left a giant seam in the middle of the court.
Side out Atlanta. 11-5 Austin. And Tia Jemerson will serve. Jemerson, the Atlanta native, Sugar Hill, Georgia. Grew up playing for A5 Gwinnett. Maddie Banks with the tip. And Austin with a 12-5 first set lead here in at 9 times already. Positive pass percentage 33%. They serve her again, and it results in an ace. I tell you, Atlanta, they're going to win this set. They'll really have to rise from the dead. This would be their best act yet.
Yeah, you can't hide this level. The teams are so good they can serve any spot on the court. So even when you pinch a passer, the serving is just so accurate. So she's already out of the match just based on passing.
And her passing is right at league average. Julia Sangiacomo in, and she struggles with the pass. Yeah, Hudson's pass percentage, 497. That's right at league average. Sangiacomo's a much smaller sample size, 333. But Sangiacomo coming in to replace her. And she struggles in her first effort, and Atlanta takes a timeout. If you're Paulo Coco, how do you solve this?
Flush it. It's frustrating. You don't like it, but who cares? You had a match like this 2 nights ago. At this point in the match on Thursday, we were saying, okay, you're not going to win the first set. Just get some momentum, start playing your game. And it's the same talk here. Just pass the ball. Just touch the ball. Just play our game. Keep it high. Can't give up the aces. You still got to, if you're going to make a passing mistake, make it too high, make it too far off the net, give your setter a chance to make a hittable ball. But it's the fact that their passing ball is getting aced, shank balls down to the ground that doesn't have any opportunity for an out-of-system swing.
How much of passing is about focus?
The problem is it's like missing free throws in a basketball game. Once you start missing, it becomes this virus. So once you know they're serving you and there's the pressure that you know it's coming to you, if you don't have a whole lot of passing experience, it's hard to get back on track.
I was talking with Tama Miyashiro, the head coach of Salt Lake, about Alexa Gray and her passing. And she said sometimes when you talk to passers about passing, they struggle more.
Yeah,
it's inside their head more.
Paralysis by analysis. You think too much about it, you make it a bigger story, mountain out of a molehill. So it's just knowing which kind of athlete needs which feedback when they're struggling.
Rachel Fairbanks now serves. Eggleston's pass is a good one. And O'Neill off 1 foot. Her first kill.
O'Reilly is just doing such a great job. Their offense is so much more in sync now than it was last time they played. The sets have integrity. They're quick enough and high enough for these amazing athletes to go attack.
Asia O'Neill wears her father's number 7. Dad Jermaine O'Neill, 18 years in the NBA. Sangiacomo, crossbody, dug by Skinner. The overdig is put down by Ofebu.
And that's a good example. It wasn't a great pass by Mackenzie Adams, but it was enough to at least get hands on it to get a ball in play, which causes an overdig.
15-7 Austin. Julia Sangiacomo. Her first serve of the night. Eggleston high in the air for the tip. Montano. Ivani Montano gets one back for Atlanta.
And yes, you're still down 7 points, but you just scored a real point off a dig. You had a quality pass. Just slowly find your game.
If nothing else, build some momentum for the second set. Eggleston again off the high hands, dug by Sangiacomo. Outside to Mac Adams, and it's rejected. Have a look at this with Molly McCage in the middle. McCage and the setter O'Reilly.
It's not a bad swing by Mackenzie Adams. She hit flat enough where the ball came back flat and can be covered.
Pinoy able to keep it alive after a bad pass. Skinner, dug by Fairbanks. Pinoy with the set. Adams with the swing, dug by Zoe Jarvis. O'Reilly teeing up Eggleston, going deep corner, and got it. What was it you said yesterday on our telecast about deep corner?
Who plays defense in that deep corner?
Nobody.
Nobody.
You know, Eggleston wants to raise that hitting percentage, standing at 192 coming into this match, but she gets a lot of junk sets. Ofebu, dug by Banks. What a dig. That's a kill almost every time. We had a double contact and a ball that went over the net. You're allowed to double contact nowadays, just not on a ball that goes over the net.
At first, I didn't like the rule being a purist and a former setter. I thought, well, if you're going to play the sport, I might as well learn how to set. But I do agree with the fact that it's already a penalty enough for the team that has a ball spinning coming out. So it's just better TV. Let the athletes play without having too many calls to stop.
Beatrice Negrete comes in to serve and play some defense. Had been the libero earlier in the year. Skinner. And that ball off the block and into the antenna. 18-9 Austin.
And again, her misses, O'Reilly's misses the other day were tight and low. If you go tight and high, you let these athletes be athletes and go earn that point. Great job by Skinner there.
Eggleston targeting Mac Adams, who's a good passer. Adams using the high hands, getting one back for Atlanta. 18-10. Austin, side out Atlanta. Going back to our previous discussion, I remember talking with some college setters who were grousing about the fact that double contacts are now allowed. Say, I spent my entire life learning not to do that, and now it's allowed.
Yeah, it's evolution of the sport. We all complain too about the rally scoring system. We like the old side-out scoring, but a lot of these rules have helped progress our game more and makes it more palatable on TV.
Now Montano will serve. And a service error for Atlanta. That was rampant in the first set the other night in Houston. 6 of the first 8 points for Houston were on service errors, but they would eventually battle back after being down 18-11 and 21-15 and win that set. Carly DeHoog, her first swing goes off speed and it's sent back at her.
That's a tough ass trying to tip over Asia O'Neal, especially from off the net. Ball hangs in the air so long, and Asia's just so physically gifted.
Out of system here, the set by Jemerson, off speed from Adams. Skinner, dug by DeHoog, bumps at Pinoy. Adams again, big swing, going for the high hands. Did she get him? She did not.
It was a great set, but the angle of that set coming over Mackenzie Adams' shoulder is such a hard attacking angle to get hand and eye coordination on that ball.
They're challenging whether or not there was a touch at the net.
Well, I'll tell you the good thing for Atlanta in this situation is the fact that Austin is playing this first set with an 8 to 11 point cushion, so you get that false sense of security. So when you get into this next set, if Atlanta can keep it close, then all of a sudden there's that zombie feel of, wow, we're so used to beating them by 10, but now we're only up by 1 or 2.
Right.
Changes the mentality a little bit.
Atlanta's won 3 straight after a 4-match losing streak. All 3 wins away from home, including one at the Love Classic. Again, this is just their 3rd home match this year. Including today, they'll play 7 of their final 11 at home. January 14th, they beat Austin in 4 here. Then on the 25th against Nebraska was postponed by the ice storm that blanketed the East Coast. January 28th, they lost 2nd best in the league, a positive pass percentage of .518. There's a good pass by Adams, a swing by DeHoog off the soft block. Skinner, dug by Negrati. Adams goes long.
Austin is not letting them get any easy kills. When they do get swings, their perimeter defense is so good, popping every ball up. Looks like they're getting out of their double sub. Didn't feel it worked well enough.
Now McCage will serve. Then all Austin. Katoya Inoue in the match as defensive specialist for Austin. No libero with McCage serving. Adams, another good pass. Back row attack by Montano. Attack air on Ivana Montano. 23-10 Austin. Montano,
I don't
3 kills and 5 attack errors.
I don't agree with this challenge. I think you need to flush this set. The sooner you get out of this set, we can just start again and start playing. Every time you challenge, we're sitting in the dirty diaper waiting to get on the what's next.
Good visual.
This one's done. Just get it out of the way.
Horses are already out of the barn
on.
here.
Yeah, you're not getting this one back. Things are funky, and we're just postponing the inevitable. Like, let's get on to set 2.
Paulo Coco doing some figuring. Eva Hudson got served off the court.
This is a new experience for him, because if this match is happening in Brazil, not only are the fans going crazy, throwing things, but the energy in the building would be so crazy, and he would be so elevated and probably screaming and yelling, trying to get his team passionately going. So right here, he's a little bit patient with his team, doesn't want to push too hard, but he just knows this isn't close to the level they can play. There's just nothing going right now.
Right, and again, these challenges are typically resolved so quickly because of the 40 cameras in the building and the Hawkeye technology, and that's why each coach is allowed 2 challenges per set. But these have taken substantially longer than normal.
If I'm Austin, I'm like, you guys, you can have the point. Take it. Don't worry about it. Let's just start playing again.
Love Austin started 3-1, then dropped 4 of 6, and then Friday they beat Madison in 5 at home.
Is that a little pinky wiggle right
Yeah,
there?
that hit Banks' pinky.
Wow.
I guess one thing positive for them, they say challenge unsuccessful.
Wow.
Looked to me like we had a pinky move there.
That's a micro.
And that's what Paulo Coco and Mackenzie Adams are arguing with the up official. I guess the one positive is it would help her stats, Montano's stats. We talked about the 18-11 comeback, the 21-15 comeback in set 1 for Atlanta against Houston a couple of days ago. What's the biggest set comeback you remember seeing?
I don't know numbers-wise, but it's always the ones you remember, the ones that it's match or set point, like a 24-19. I've seen the 5th set. I've seen a 14-8 comeback.
Okay.
Those are tough.
Wow, 14-8 in the 5th.
5th set, NCAA tournament.
Wow. The 22-11, the challenge indeed successful. It's postponing the inevitable, you would think. And now Adams will serve. You triskaidekaphobic?
What's that?
Are you triskaidekaphobic?
I'm not sure what that is.
Fear of the number 13.
No, it's my favorite number.
Oh, really? Okay. You and Taylor Swift and Mac Adams. Sangiacomo. Bump set by Jarvis. Here comes Skinner. The block covers it up herself. Cubic Banks, Maddie Banks. No longer goes by her maiden name anymore. Multiple tips from each side. Fairbanks went for the dump.
It's a pillow fight.
Coverage by Kotoya Inoue. Banks tipping it again. Lunging dig by Montano. Free ball coming. Let's see if O'Reilly can capitalize. It's outside to Banks again. Off the block. Sent over by Skinner. Sangiacomo was there. Montano. She was on the 10-foot line. So extended rally. Hate to see that one in that way, but it did.
Atlanta's got a pulse at least. You know, they're battling. It's a great rally, a lot of back and forth.
Again, right now they are just trying to get some momentum going for the next set. League One Volleyball, best of 5 sets. First 4 sets to 25. You have to win by 2. 5th set, if necessary, to 15. Montano tools the block. And at the rate you and I go, Seals, this one's going 5.
We'll see, as long as the zombies come back a little bit. This is a tough one to stomach, but hopefully they'll get that flushing this one out and get ready to start anew in set 2.
I did a match a few years back, Oregon against Oregon State. Oregon State lost the first set 25-9, but won the match. Off speed from Banks, and it's set point for Austin.
It's not uncommon. You see it in tennis all the time too. Someone will win the first 2 sets and they'll lose the 3rd, and then they're disappointed about not winning 3-0. And that's when that other team gets to come back.
Now Banks will serve. Another poor pass for Atlanta. Not many options, but Sangiacomo able to better the ball and get one back for Atlanta. Second set point coming up for Austin. Julia Sangiacomo, the second-year player out of Northwestern. Prior to that, played at Santa Clara. And that's how the first set ends. Austin wins it 25-13 here. Seeley for a couple of years at UCLA and then at Texas, where she became a national champion. And got married last May. It was a 3-day affair in the Austin area. And her teammates Logan Eggleston and Bella Bergmark were 2 of her bridesmaids. All right, set to go second set. Like you mentioned a couple of days ago, Seals, a lot easier to forget a 25-13 set loss than it is, say, 26-24.
There's no disappointment starting this match, starting this second set.
Off-speed Eggleston, dug by Pinoy. Fairbanks going to Montano, the tip. Lunging play by Jarvis. O'Reilly, back set. Eggleston the kill. 1-0 Austin.
But the good news for Atlanta is you made them earn it. You took good swings, you actually played good volleyball back and forth and made them earn it. And I guess if Zoe's going to spin on the rings like that, that tip's probably not going to fall.
By the same token, if you get dominated one set and you fall behind 3 or 4 in the next set, is it difficult to avoid thinking, here we go again?
Absolutely. And again, Austin has a false sense of security that they were up so big the whole set. If you can just play them tight, it's just a different feel. Great pass by Hudson there.
Eva Hudson back in the match. And LOVB the kill. Hudson is a better passer than she showed early on in that first set.
Big confidence boost for her to pass 2 great balls at the beginning of the set. And LOVB being one-on-one in the middle of the court scoring that ball.
Mac Adams will serve for Atlanta. Pass on the dime. Skinner, dug by Fairbanks. Pinoy the set. Montano the swing. Montano the kill. 2-1 Atlanta.
I remember this team.
First time they've had a lead in this match. Pass really tight to the net. All things considered, it was a good one. As thunderous as that serve was, there's Montano off the soft block. Jarvis there. Big on the dime, and there's a rejection. Montano coming up with a block.
They're definitely playing inspired volleyball right now. And again, we knew that they've been waiting for this set to start for 20 minutes now. It's glad they got a chance to just get it going.
Great view from the end zone of the action of that serve. And McCage, after a good pass from Jarvis. Side out Austin, they're back within 1. And McCage will serve. McCage, a 10th year pro now. Just turned 32. Out of system, the bump set by Montano. There comes Mac Adams trying to better things off the soft block. Eggleston the dig, it was a good one. And O'Neal, over dig O'Neal, second opportunity. Can they keep it alive? They do. Oh. Now Banks. And Atlanta, a hard-earned point. Wow.
There it is. The fans are in it now. You see Texas making a little mental error right now. They're a little frustrated.
Fairbanks with the flipper. LOVB will serve. Played collegiately, UC Irvine, then University of Oregon. That one wasn't close.
That's a bad miss. You finally got a little momentum. Things are on your side. Just keep that thing in play.
Skinner short serve. Jemerson with the pass. There's Montano off the block and beyond the end line. Side out Atlanta, they lead by 2.
Austin did a really nice job noticing that Jemerson was down on the ground and not available to attack. So they were able to get 4 hands on Montano in the system, but she's hit so high and flat, it's hard to block that ball down.
Smart swing by her. Another good pass by Eggleston. Lunging dig by Pinoy. Montano puts it down, flying through the air.
So that was Bree O'Reilly's miss last time they played. Stuff going to the backside, ending up a little bit tight. So now Asia O'Neal can't get a full swing, go over the top. She's forced to tip. So let's see if she can rein that in a little bit.
Paulo Coco shouting some encouragement, instructions out to his players. Austin out of system. Banks well off the net. Went for the high hands. Didn't get him. 7-3 Atlanta.
So Austin has found themselves in one of those valleys. Really important now, hey, play your game, get this side out, get back in, keep playing your level.
You chatted with your former college teammate, their head coach, Eric Sullivan, earlier this week. He has some national team duties, so Rob Browning, the acting head coach, and he said, hey, we just need to play at a high level like we're capable of more of the time.
Exactly. He wants their team to be great. They know they can have Sports Center highlights. They're amazing at what they can do, but can you do it for longer stretches of time more often?
There's his wingman, Rob Browning, the acting head coach. Eva Hudson, and she has an attack error, and it's 7-6. Banks will serve again. Jefferson on the slide, goes long.
Again, just like we talked about Austin, that slide's a little bit tight, especially when the pass is off the net a little bit. They have to run a deeper route to get around the setter, and if the ball gets set tight, it's too hard to get on top of it.
In fact, now 7-6 Atlanta. Out of system here, back row attack by Montano in the block, we're into the tape, and we're back even. So Austin restoring some order after dominating that first set.
Really self-inflicted on Atlanta's side.
4-0 run. Short serve to Jemerson. Good pass. She takes the swing. Dug by Banks. And then Skinner, Jarvis, and O'Reilly look at it.
The old hubby wife, I got it, you take it.
Yep. And now Hudson serve. That was Skinner flying out of the pipe. Side out Austin, we're even at 8.
They run the Bick to Skinner probably more efficiently and effectively than any other team in League One volleyball. And they'll do it in system in perfect pass situations as well.
Tama Miyashiro of Salt Lake was talking about how good they were at that. Jemerson on the slide. Good coverage by Hudson. Fairbanks the dump. Read well by Skinner. Here comes Eggleston. Big swing. Wrist away. Sharp angle attack. A kill for Eggleston.
Good choice by Fairbanks to dump. It's wide open. But again, she pushes it too deep. There's so much court, but she throws it all the way back into the middle back defender. Just wrist flick it down to about the 10-foot line. It's wide open.
Asia O'Neal serve. Jemerson. Kept alive by Eggleston and Skinner. There's a block for Jemerson. And side out Atlanta, we're back even at 9. And Tia will go back and serve. Keep an eye on who she targets. Logan Eggleston receives serve more than any other player in the league. And her positive pass percentage so far in this one, 78%. 7 out of 9. There's Jarvis that time with a good pass. And on the slide, McCage slams it down.
Good rhythm, good flow to that. Keeps it off the net so McCage can get hand on that ball and hit with range. Nice adjustment. And I don't want to jinx it, but Hudson has figured out her passing. She's been pretty amazing in this set.
Yes, she has. Told you better passer than what she showed in that first set. That was a tough one right there. Handled it as well as she could. Skinner from that right pin.
Credit the set. Out of system set by a non-setter. That's so important at the professional level, creating quality swings. Banks just aggressively stepped in, took it, hittable ball.
Fairbanks going to Ofebu, and she goes wide. Attack error for the middle. Onya Ofebu, and Atlanta had a lead in this set, but they have let it get away. And Austin, which dominated the first set, this Longhorns well, but that can be a danger, can it, Seals?
Yeah, you like the connection, you care about your teammates, but the analogy, if someone falls off the boat, you all can't dive off the boat to go save them. You got to learn to climb back in on yourself, and you support your teammates by still playing your game well and letting them catch up.
There's McCage. Ofebu against McCage. Block for Molly McCage. Fourth block for Lev Austin.
Atlanta's done a lot of great things in this set. They had a few opportunities and self-inflicted wounds that have let Austin jump out to a little bit of a cushion, but they're playing better volleyball.
Austin, a more veteran team with a ton of weapons. O'Reilly on a combo play. Eggleston putting it down, 14-9 Austin.
Nice overlook. Maddie Skinner passes that first ball, doesn't really have an approach, so you know they only have 2 attackers, but they run a shoot set to the middle and a fast go over the top. So it's functionally 2 hitters in the same part of the net. Really hard to stop for 1 blocker.
Eggleston now 4 kills. O'Reilly serve. Out of system. Adams went for the tip, but no go. So Atlanta had a 7-3 lead in this set. It's a 12-2 run for Austin, and Paulo Coco takes the timeout.
Not a great series right there. Good start, but it's those self-inflicted wounds, like I've said a couple times. They're in a position to do something great. If you can just play Austin tight, force them to play volleyball, being in a tight match, maybe up 1 or 2, hey, funky things can happen. But when they have this 6-point cushion, you're just letting them run away from it early.
Talk about Atlanta being a young team with Kelsey Cook, last year's League Player of the Year, out because she's expected to give birth to her first child. And Tessa Grubbs out with a season-ending injury. So 4 of their 7 starters early in their career. Eva Hudson in her first year. Fairbanks and Afebu in their second. And Magdalena Yelasheva had been starting. She is in her 3rd year. Tia Jimerson starting in her place right now, relatively early in her career, in her 5th year. And there is Hudson, the rookie.
Yeah, really turned her passing around in this set, but then kind of shanked the last 2. She just finds herself on the bench again.
Talking with Ella Mae Powell. Backup setter, Montano. This one back for Atlanta. They need a lot more than that. Montano 8 kills, 6 attack errors, 21 swings. She has triple the attack errors she had in the entire match in Houston a couple of days ago, and she had 26 kills. Good work by Eggleston.
Not a great swing, little high, kind of a paintbrush spike. We all know the paintbrush is really hard to dig because you get that backspin on the ball and it falls in front of the defense.
That pass by San Giacomo. Montano again, down the line. Jarvis couldn't dig it. I don't know who could. It's out at Atlanta, 16-11.
It's a good salvage, a little bit out of whack. Finally get bumps or a handset back in a good hitting zone, and that's what we saw last Thursday, just her bombing balls on the right side.
Eggleston's pass, a good one on a really tough serve, and Skinner tools the block. Side out Austin. They maintain command here in this second set.
If you were able to see this play here in this quality of set where it goes just above the top of the antenna but fast, it allows Skinner to be an athlete. Last time they played that same set was ending up on the net and way too low.
And she can touch 11 feet. She is very much able to dunk a basketball. Good defensive work for Austin. O'Reilly, O'Neal, oh my.
You just can't give those situations to an athletic team like Austin. Originally it was the passing causing the issues. Now there's a lot of confusion plays. Whose ball is this? They're not creating quality hitting situations.
18-12 Austin. Atlanta again had won 3 straight after dropping 4 consecutive matches. They started 1-1, they dropped 4 in a row. Since then, wins at Madison in 3 sets, against Nebraska 8 days ago at the Love Classic in 3 sets, and then Thursday at Houston in 4. This is their first home match since January 28th. Magdalena Yelasheva with the service error. They trade service errors, 19-12 Austin.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is making for a very boring zombie movie. Zombie's got to stand up and start walking again. They're just laying down.
Jemerson. 19-13. Austin doesn't mind trading side outs right now. See how much pressure they can put on Lovb Austin. Montano going to be at the service line, but she comes out in favor of Ella Mae Powell. Powell, the third-year pro out of the University of Washington. Recruited to Washington by Keegan Cook. Told me he made many, many trips to Fayetteville to show his commitment to Powell. She had a great career at UW. Banks went for the hands and didn't get him. 19-14.
Well, at least I know why I didn't get her recruiting. I only went out there once.
Only once, yeah.
No, he went out multiple times.
He did.
Served it.
He said he spent many, many hours on planes heading to Arkansas. Off speed out of the back row by Skinner. Tipped by DeHogue. Sangiacomo, big swing. Dug by Banks. Eggleston setting Banks. Dug by Adams. DeHogue also out of the University of Washington. The overdig back at her. Off speed from Sangiacomo and gets it done. 19-15. Zombie is twitching a little bit.
They're dragging that foot. They're out of the fire. They're slowly coming back. At 19-15 is not insurmountable. They can rattle one more here. Now start getting a little tight. Put some pressure on Austin.
A couple of days ago, they were down 21-15 and won the first set. Also, were down 18-11 in that one against Houston. Skinner trying to maintain order for Austin. 20-15, Lovb Austin.
Austin right now reminds me of just like Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream. Not fancy, but just really, really quality and good. They're not pushing speed on their offense. They don't need to do too much offensively. They got enough big, powerful hitters. Just run a precise, simple offense.
Nothing wrong with simple. Eggleston tools the block. 21-15. Austin leads it. Same score by which Atlanta trailed in that first set 2 days ago in Houston. In fact, there was no touch on that block, so point goes to Atlanta. And they're within 4 instead of 6. Eggleston. Here comes DeHogue. DeHogue gets him back within 3. So what looked like it was going to be 6 became 4, and now it's 3.
And remember, Austin's played the majority of this match with a 6, 7, 8-point lead. Now you're forcing them to execute only up 3. It's a different feel.
Get him thinking a little bit. Sangiacomo's serve. Jarvis's pass on the dime. O'Reilly going to O'Neal. And Austin back up by 4.
So good. She hits it at such a high contact point and drives that ball so far across court, there's no way one blocker's going to stop that.
Excellent athlete, Asia O'Neal. Very much a leader of the Black Lives Matter movement. Campus, University of Texas, making her father very proud. There's Carly DeHogue. DeHogue getting action at opposite with Tessa Grubbs out for the year with an injury, so when they use the double sub, she comes in to replace the starter Montano. Bianagrati in to serve and play some defense. Atlanta back within 3. Hoping to go on a run with Nagrati at the service line. Opponents usually insist when she serves, as they are here. On the slide, McCage, bit of a paintbrush, dug by Sangiacomo. Mac Adams, Jarvis digs it. Set by Banks, swing by Eggleston, off the block and down. Yehelasheva on the block. Back within 2.
I mean, such a great high swing. The fact that the ball gets blocked to the perimeter of the court. Normally your team's going to cover that ball. There's nothing wrong with that swing. But good hand placement by Yehelasheva. That's kind of all she could do blocking-wise.
We're talking about Ella Mae Powell and Carly DeHogue playing for Washington. Yehelasheva played for rival Washington State. So 3 of the players on the floor for Atlanta right now played collegiately in the state of Washington. And now that zombie is starting to get a little bit closer, a little more intimidating, back within 2.
This is the nervous part of the movie. This is the part you don't like, that feel. But yeah, this is exactly what they did against Houston, just slowly coming back. And again, it's not like they've done something amazing. You don't remember these fantastic dynamic plays they've made to make this comeback. It's just this slow, steady progression. They just don't disappear, winning some of these long rallies.
Atlanta making a habit out of this. See if they can finish the job here and even this up at a set apiece. They were behind 20-16, now 21-19, and Negrati will serve again. 11th year pro out of Italy. Options for O'Reilly. She goes to Eggleston. Overhand dig by Powell. Swing for Adams. Tools the block, and it's a 1-point set.
Do you hear what I hear?
Uh-huh. And I'm scared.
Here it is.
You're scaring me, Seals.
Here it is.
Atlanta scaring Austin. The zombie has indeed awakened. Now, can they even this one up? Eggleston's pass. Joust at the net. DeHogue evens it up at 21.
I'm really happy that Atlanta scored that ball because it was a lift by Molly McCage, but she had her back to the referee so they couldn't see it. That would have been a travesty to not have won that rally.
O'Reilly going to Eggleston again. And it goes wide, and would you look at this? The zombie has the lead.
Ooh. It is. We saw them do this all night on Thursday. No, as you said, no scar tissue. They just keep playing.
You'd rather win it without dying first. Again, a good pass. Again, Eggleston. Sent down by Mac Adams. Right place, right time. Atlanta by 2. Timeout, Austin. Did they take a timeout? Thought I heard the buzzer for a timeout. All right, no timeout taken by Austin. Down by 2. Let's see.
Did they go double sub for Austin?
Yeah, double sub in. That was what the buzzer was about, and it's an ace for Negrati. And lo and behold, it is set point for Atlanta. They right now are on an 8-1 run. Big smiles for Negrati, and why not?
What a crazy sport, huh?
Love it. Off speed from Kat Bell. Mac Adams. Diving dig by Carly Lloyd. Bell with a wrist away. Austin stays alive in this set. 24-22. Kat Bell will go back and serve, playing in just her 3rd match this year. Now she's going to come out. Somebody else will come in and serve. She's their DJ in the locker room. They say, Kat Bell on aux. That's what the cool kids say. If you're in charge of the music,
I never
you're
had
on
cool
aux.
kids in my band. The cool kids didn't want to come in my band. I always got the freshmen that were on lowest on the totem pole. They were my favorites anyway. All right, 3-hitter rotation for Atlanta here. Got to look at potentially Mac Adams on the outside.
Can they get a quality pass in this set right now? Get the first ball. And it's Adams off speed. Opportunity here to pull within 1. Jarvis the set. Skinner tools the block, and Austin. No, she didn't. It went wide, and Atlanta wins the 2nd set. What a comeback. They would end up winning that one in 4. Now Sangiacomo dug by Banks. Let's see if Austin can respond. Eggleston tried to push it against the block and didn't get it. And it's 1-0 Atlanta here in the 3rd.
Notice that Atlanta's starting in their double sub. So they started the set with LMA Powell in the back row and just continuing where they left off.
Powell and DeHogue. Molly McCage, diving dig by Powell. Swing for Sangiacomo, hard angle attack, and she got it. And Love Atlanta is rolling.
Low set, great dig. Even this wasn't a perfect set, a little bit far off the net, but just pops that thing cross court.
Tia Jemerson serve. Very tight to the net. Too tight to the net, in fact.
So this is what Coach Sullivan was talking about. The fact that there's some disappointment, they don't have wind in the sail, things aren't going great, and you can see it. And it's happened enough times during the year, it's almost a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're feeling it now, and it's not a great visceral sensation for them.
No question about Austin's talent. The cage with a kill. Austin's first point here in this third set.
And here's where winning that first set 25-13 does not help them. That false sense of security, and now they're in the trenches.
Almost get back on your heels a little bit.
Yeah, it's just not real.
Big heavy left arm for Carly DeHoog, one former Washington Husky, teeing up another, although they were not teammates there.
And guess what? It's not a double sub anymore. These are their starters.
Yep.
They're going to a 5-1 with Elme Powell setting and DeHoog staying as the opposite.
Powell has played in 22 of 34 sets heading into this one. DeHoog just 7 of 34. And Thursday at Houston was DeHoog's first action in 6 matches. Had 4 kills without an attack error and 8 swings, and now she serves. Banks. Off the block and out of bounds. Maddie Banks gets the side out for Austin.
And again for Austin, just settle back into what you do. We called it just good Haagen-Dazs vanilla ice cream. Keep it simple, good quality, set your hitters. Run your offense, play your game, it's enough. You don't need to start pushing here.
Pour a little salt into the vanilla there. 5-2 Atlanta. Diving play by Jarvis on the pass, and O'Neal goes long. 6-2 Atlanta. Completely different teams than that first set. Skinner. Good coverage by Jarvis. Banks rolls one over and goes long. 7-2 Atlanta.
It just doesn't seem like Austin has. Everyone can have fun when you're winning, but they kind of lose that joy when things aren't going well. You can still love playing, but I think there's this expectation because their mountain peak is so high because how the level they can play at. When they're not at that peak, I just feel like there's this sense of disappointment, and you can't play disappointed. I've said it a few times over the weekend. You can play bad volleyball and still be just fine. But when that energy shifts and things aren't feeling great, it's that feel that gets you out of whack.
Carly Lloyd, bronze medalist the Rio Games in 2016. In the match at setter, Kat Bell has checked in at opposite. And Mac Adams putting Atlanta up 8-2. Talking about spooky movies, it's as if different aliens have entered Austin's bodies. I mean, what's going on here?
It could be alien. Now they're infected with the virus. They don't know, but the virus is working through them.
How about the ace for a 9-2 lead? Julia Sangiacomo, her third ace this year. 9-2 Atlanta. Is this a sign of what Logan Eggleston was talking about when things get low with some of the team, it gets low with the entire team?
I think so, and I think that's natural for everybody. I think it's different. If one person's struggling, that can pull a lot of people down. It looks like all of them are struggling, so it's just not a great feel on the court right now.
DJ Cat with the serve. Adams. Jarvis couldn't dig it. Side out Atlanta and a commanding lead.
Beautiful connection between LMA and Adams there on the outside. Adams has a tendency to run in really early. Sometimes she can pre-run in over the ball. That time she slowed down a little bit and let the ball get to her.
Elasheva serve. Good pass by Bailey Miller. O'Neal on the slide. DeHogue after the dig has a swing. All smiles for Carly DeHogue. 11-3 Atlanta.
What they're doing great is getting soft blocking hands up. So they've deflected almost all of Austin's swings to get a quality control dig and allow their setter to get them back in system.
Miller, good pass there, and Banks off the block and out of bounds. 11-4 Atlanta. Bailey Miller getting some run here. We saw her serve a few times. Last 3 matches, Bailey Miller's pro debut. Maddie Banks will serve for Austin. Powell went for the dump, read well by Lloyd. Kept alive by Adams. Adams taking a swing. Good coverage by Sangiacomo off the block. And Atlanta gets the point. Hard earned. What a play by Sangiacomo.
That is a
counting across the nation. More than 2,000 teams. Great partnership between Love and the Triple Crown tournament in Kansas City. Run back-to-back years now in conjunction with the Love Classic. Side out Austin. 12-5 Atlanta. Bailey Miller, the rookie out of Arizona State. Big 12 champ with ASU last fall. 3.3 kills per set. Jemerson getting the side out for Atlanta. 13-5 Love Atlanta. It's a talented team. Young team, but talented.
Young team for sure. And just the fact LMA Powell coming in originally in a double sub when they were down 7-8 points. They get the momentum back, gets to start this game, and she's running the offense. There's no drop off.
She's going to Wally Pip Fairbanks out of there. Like Fairbanks did last year when she came on. 13-6. Atlanta leads it. And Carly Lloyd will serve. Pinoy's pass on the dime. Combo play. Cross body. Carly DeHogue.
That's a monster swing. And it's always nice when you see the two people that usually are in that double sub together usually have a great connection, because in practice all week they're on the B side.
And that one goes wide from Miller. Atlanta continues their run.
Unfortunate. Good hitting situation, quality pass, one-on-one situation, and just missed the court.
Gotta wonder if there's nerves in there for the rookie. Kat Bell.
You see Coach Coco telling his blockers, you got to be inside on that. They have Kat Bell scouted as a cross-court hitter, so need to take that away and force her to swing line.
That's her 3rd kill without an attack error in 4 swings. Playing in just her 3rd match this year. The 11th year pro out of Mesquite, Texas. Nearly an overpass. Pancake by Jarvis to keep it alive on the tip from Sangiacomo. And the tip from Bell. Smart play.
That was a must-win point for Austin right there. Scramble play. They did make a good defensive play on the pancake, but if they didn't get that, there could have been a ton of disappointment again.
Trying to awaken from the dead themselves. Ace for Miller. Her 2nd service ace this year.
And Austin has experience in this. You know, we keep saying they're disappointed, but they've played a lot of matches like this where all of a sudden things aren't going well. So they know how to bounce back from this.
Consecutive aces. Miller came into this match with 1 service ace as a pro, and now she has consecutive. She had .33 service aces per set as a senior last fall at ASU. Pretty good number. 39 service aces, 55 service errors. Timeout taken by Atlanta as Austin's creep back within 5. Well, now they've got Atlanta on the run a bit.
And you got both teams using their backup setter. They're almost both going to their double sub as their offense now. I think both teams were probably frustrated as far as not executing on the offensive side, so they stuck with what was working, which was that double sub. So Carly Lloyd stays in, Kat Bell stays in, and they're not worried about putting other setters and oppos back in.
Kat Bell was a national champ with Texas way back in 2012. 3-0 sweep of Oregon in the title match. There she is, hometown of Mesquite, Texas, just east of downtown Dallas.
Don't tell anybody, when UCLA won the title in 2011, she got hurt that season. So when we met them in the Elite Eight, she was not playing. That could have been a huge factor. But again, don't tell anybody.
I'll keep it just to myself.
Just between us.
Rich Burke along with Michael Seeley, who was the head coach of UCLA when they won the title in 2011. One of just 19 people to have coached a Division I women's volleyball team to a national championship. And you also won one as a player with UCLA. I wonder how many of the 19 who have coached national champions on the women's side have also been a player that won a national championship.
I believe it's just me and the Penn State coach from last year.
Oh, wow.
Although Dave Shoji likes to remind me he did too, but there just wasn't NCAA volleyball back then.
Oh, right. Sangiacomo with a hard angle attack.
That was a must-have swing. Pass a little bit tight. LMA Powell does a great job going high, reaching up to get hands on that ball. Is able to get that all the way to the outside. Had to have that point.
Katie Schumacher-Colley, also the first woman to coach a women's national championship. Penn State 2024. Carly Lloyd teeing up Kat Bell. Off the block. Bailey Miller was there. This time the tip by Banks. Pinoy sending it back over. Diving play by Adams. Off speed from Sangiacomo. Harder and point for both sides. DeHogue back at her. Foot volley by LMA Powell. Austin gets the point. 16-12 Atlanta.
Yeah, strange choice by Pinoy in the middle of that rally to try to shoot it over, be cagey to shoot it in the right back in the middle of the rally.
Looks good if it works.
If it works, you look like you're brilliant. At that point, maybe just slow it down, nice high pass, let your setter run the offense.
I think McCage was going for a short serve, but didn't get the contact she wanted.
Yeah, I don't know. Looks like she jumped early, mistimed it, almost had a paintbrush serve.
Yeah, and she comes out. 17-12 Atlanta. Sangiacomo targeting Bailey Miller, who had a good pass off speed from Banks. Lunging play by Adams, kept alive by DeHogue. Free ball coming for Carly Lloyd. She's got Bell, O'Neal, and Banks. It was O'Neal on the slide. Adams tools the block. That's a missed opportunity.
That's big for Atlanta. LMA Powell, good quality, easy dig. Lets Pinoy set up actually a fast insist the ball to Adams, which she prefers, and is able to go attack that block in the seam.
Rolls over the top of the tape, and it's an ace for Sangiacomo.
I mean, we know that volleyball is a momentum sport, but the momentum shifts in this match are so glaring. You can feel the wind just get sucked out of teams, and the other team just start thriving. It's such a big, aggressive shift back and forth with these teams.
A couple of young players with aces. Sangiacomo has a pair, doubling her total for the year. Second-year player out of Northwestern. A timeout taken by Austin. They are down by 7. Rob Browning in charge with Eric Sullivan with U.S. national team duties, and you know he wants another win.
Yeah, just trying to keep him focused. He's going to be very mild-mannered. Just say, hey, X, Y, and Z. Let's do this, this, and this. Nothing to get emotional about.
And look at O'Reilly talking with Lloyd.
Yeah, from that end zone, you're able to see so much of what's going on. So a lot of times the backup setter will give info to the setter and what she sees.
Yeah, O'Reilly doing most of the talking there.
And that's something the women's national team started doing a lot. They'd have these mini position groups during timeouts where they would talk amongst themselves before coaches would have access to them.
Both talented setters. Carly Lloyd her 15th year, and Bri O'Reilly her 7th year. Coaching staff saying they have similar styles, doesn't require a lot of adjustment. And there's O'Neal getting the side out for Austin. They're down by 6. And Kat Bell will serve. Bell played professionally in South Korea, the Philippines, Puerto Rico prior to the U.S. Yehelasheva, side out Atlanta. They maintain command.
That was a very mindful play. They serve her short, hoping it's going to disrupt her route. She passes it perfectly, calm and patiently gets into her slide route, and they score in that one-on-one situation.
Magdalena Yehelasheva out of Czechia and Washington State. Best player in WSU history, chatting with Paulo Coco, one of the best in the Pac-12. Matter of fact, four-time ABC All-American. The NCAA rally scoring career leader in blocks, 769. She did benefit from a fifth year. There's a block by Jimerson, 21-13 Atlanta.
And Negretti coming in, they went on the big run when she came in that second set. I believe it was like an 8 or 9 to 1 run. Again, this causes a bad pass. They're out of system.
The Zombie is running roughshod.
I don't think Zombies can be in the lead. They got to be something else now.
Maybe the Zombie's the hero of this one. Mistake for O'Neal.
That's always a hard set to connect on when you run the slide and the setter has to come off the net, because the middle's route now comes deeper. So when you're running a deep route and the set goes tight, it's too hard to play catch up all the way to the net.
Saw that with Love Madison a few days back. Integrati short serve. Miller, good pass. And Leah Hardiman getting a kill. Hardiman getting into the act. She played just 6 of 49 sets heading into this match and hadn't played in the last 5 matches at all. But Rob Browning seeking some answers. And now Hardiman will go back and serve. 9th year pro out of Coastal Carolina University. 2014 to 2017. Played professionally in Italy and Greece. Powell going to Adams. Mackenzie Adams. The Mac attack.
When she's in sync, she's a hard out. She has such a high contact point. Drives that ball so deep. That high seam between setter's hands and middle trying to close.
And isn't it interesting that after the 26 kills earlier in the week, Ivani Montano hadn't been a factor the last couple of sets. Pinoy with the set. Here comes DeHogue in there in Montano's place, and she tools the block. And it's set point for Atlanta. They looked like they were going to go quietly into the night after they dropped the first set. Austin had a lead in the second, 18-11, and then later 2016. Atlanta came back to win it. O'Neal, dug by Negretti. Powell, teeing up Adams off speed that time. Tried to change things up. One-hand diving dig by Negretti, sent over by Jimerson. Hardiman finds the back line. Her second kill. Tough to bide your time waiting to get an opportunity, but she's got that here.
Yeah, absolutely. And her job is, it's not to come back and win this set, just slow things down, make some good quality plays. You just got to remember which the level you can play at. Make a few good plays at the end of the set, continue that into the fourth.
Powell going to Jimerson. Timing wasn't there between the two. Miller high in the air, going for high hands, and didn't get him. And Atlanta, lo and behold, after getting dominated in the first set and trailing big in the second, they came from behind to win it. They win the third, and they're going to try to close it out in 4. Pan Am Cup. Remember the last time these two teams played, Rachel Fairbanks, the starting setter, had 63 assists, a league record. Atlanta takes the first point of the 4th set, and Powell will serve again. LMA Powell, excellent at the service line, holds the University of Washington career record for service aces, and also had the most digs among non-liberos.
Austin, too, sticking with that same roster with Carly Lloyd starting, so it was their double sub that they're sticking with as their primary attackers now.
So you have a number of players on the court who typically don't get a lot of playing time with Austin. There's one of them, Leah Hardiman.
Yeah,
there's another, Bailey Miller.
We thought that they were going to be placeholders just because they were losing so badly. It looks like they're going with them.
Kat Bell and Carly Lloyd as well. Powell. DeHoog, dug by Miller. Lloyd going to Bella Bergmark. Bergmark getting her first playing time off the soft block. Kotoe Inoue wearing the libero jersey now instead of Zoe Jarvis. First time she's worn it in some time. There's a block for Atlanta. They take a 2-1 lead. For Austin, rather, they take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Browning went with the sub by committee. Just, if everyone's not playing great, let's yank them all and throw in that whole second team.
Complete line change. By the way, how about USA Hockey and Canada in the gold medal game?
And like I said earlier, this is not new territory. I know Austin's frustrated they're not playing a high level, but they've done this all season long, pushed sets and matches to 5 sets and won the match. So this is not unheard of for them. They do have some resiliency in that way.
Hardiman gets her second kill. And Austin up 4-1. Congrats to USA Hockey winning their first gold in 46 years. The Miracle on Ice 46 years ago today. And they went on the overtime goal by Jack Hughes. And there's Mackenzie Adams. Atlanta back within 2. Adams will go back and serve. She has 9 kills, although 6 attack errors in 30 swings, hitting just 100. Hardiman, hard angle attack. Didn't get the hands and went wide. 4-3 Austin.
A little bit out of system, a little bit off the net. It's an aggressive swing, but I always call that a yellow light situation because it's not perfect. You don't want to make a whole lot of errors in yellow light situations.
Yeah, early on in my career, Holly McPeak impressed upon me that sometimes you go for it and sometimes you just keep the ball alive.
Yeah, it's like a stoplight. If it's green, you got to go. If it's yellow, you got to think your way through it. If it's red, hey, just keep it in play. Beautiful serve into that Racine.
That's her first service ace of the day. Asia O'Neal back in. And Bergmark will serve. Bella Bergmark, third-year pro out of the University of Texas. Her mom, Heidi, for many years serving the community in the leadership of the San Francisco Fire Department. Tia Jemerson evens it up at 5.
That's a nice run. She's had some kills. This is the first really strong hand-on ball contact. They were in the shoot set a little bit away. And as O'Neal shifts over to get in front of it, opens up the cross court.
Miller's pass on the dime. O'Neal against the block of Yehelasheva and DeHoog. And Kat Bell goes wide. In fact, a net violation. Ball was in, but it was a net violation on Austin. Love Atlanta trying to win their 4th consecutive after a 4-match losing streak. And doing so without their best player, Tessa Grubbs. Out for the year with the ankle injury. Second swing of the point by Hardiman. Options for Powell. She goes to DeHoog. Dug by Lloyd. Set by Miller. Swing by Hardiman. Digging the dime from Adams. Outside San Giacomo. Over dig by Hardiman. DeHoog. Lloyd. And it's out of bounds. 7-5 Atlanta. Carly DeHoog, heavy left arm.
Yeah, Hardiman's taken some great swings. Unfortunately, they keep setting her so far off the net. She doesn't have access to anything more than that cross court. I think you can get her going. You just get her a little more quality sets tighter to the net.
DeHoog now 9 kills. Jemerson teeing up DeHoog with another kill. Make it 10 for Carly DeHoog.
Great play on that dig. That's the ball that normally libero's in there because Jemerson's serving. She has to set that second ball and sets this perfect out-of-system ball so the opposites can score.
Talk about biding your time. She was buried as the third string opposite before Tessa Grubbs got hurt. And then Montano, De Hoog watched Montano, I'm sure happily so, have a great match a couple of days ago. And now it's De Hoog out there who is shining. Her previous high in kills this year, matter of fact, her only 4 kills came on February 19th. That was 3 days ago against Houston.
And De Hoog's dangerous because she's rangy, can hit the whole fan from sharp cross court to line, but a lefty. And if you're Austin, if you don't have a left-handed hitter in your gym, you don't get to practice against it.
Right. Combo play could have gone to Yehalasheva. Instead, they go to De Hoog. Could have gone to the Coug. They went to the Husky. And it's 9-6 Atlanta. She has more than doubled her previous high in kills. On the slide, O'Neal, covered up by Lloyd. Hardiman rolls one over.
That's frustrating for Atlanta. You put him in a situation where Hardiman gets an out-of-system set that's not great, was not a great set by Kat Bell, and for her to be able from the 10-foot line to just snap it to the floor, pretty frustrating for Coach Coco right there.
Hardiman will serve. That's her 4th kill in 8 swings. Bell has 5 kills in 10 swings. Come off the bench to both do well. Swing by Lloyd. Diving play by Miller. Lloyd. The back set to Hardiman.
Oh, bad choice.
In fact, it's Bell. Bell again. Off the block and out of bounds.
Front row attacker there. If something is so out of system where all LMA Pal can do is get bumps at it, get it to your front row hitter. Just put it tight, let them tip, let them recycle instead of De Hoog on the right side.
Live to see another time with the ball on your side of the net.
Got to play the field position game.
Yehalasheva on the slide. Important side out for Atlanta. Magdalena Yehalasheva won the ABCA Freshman of the Year award in 2019, and all she did after that was continue to work hard to get better. Diving play, effort by De Hoog, and Bailey Miller doing the job. Side out Austin, 10-9 Atlanta. And now Asia O'Neal will serve. This happening with McCage on the bench, with Eggleston on the bench.
Skinner on the bench.
O'Reilly on the bench. Yeah, Skinner as well. De Hoog. Dug by Hardiman. Kat Bell high in the air. Rejected. Mackenzie Adams. 11-9 Atlanta.
That's a big good block with Adam and Yehalasheva next to each other. Yehalasheva is just so good at waiting, reading, closing. Doesn't quite close, but Adam just gets straight over the net.
It was, I think, Yehalasheva's presence that
for sure
made Bell go that direction. Miller. Bailey Miller getting some run here. Saw her as a serving specialist a few days ago.
Tell you what, she hits a heavy ball. She's been really important for that Arizona State run they've had in the last couple seasons.
Big 12 champs, 2 seed in the NCAA tournament this year. Adams going for the high hands and didn't get him. Would you look at this? We are even at 11.
Jimerson passes that ball and hits the floor, so now she's not available to attack, which means Austin's blockers can both get in front of Mackenzie Adams and take away that seam she likes to hit so much.
Carly Lloyd, the veteran, 15th year pro. Service error. 12-11 Atlanta. What a battle today. 4th regular season meeting of the year between these two. Atlanta leading 2-1, leading 12-11. 11 in the first, and later in the first 21-15. They won the first set. They trailed at 18-13 in the third. They won the third set. In this one, second set, down 1-0. They trailed at 18-11, later 20-16. They won it. And now they're 13 points away from winning the match. Adams, dug by Hardiman. Lloyd, teeing up Bailey Miller. Bailey Miller finds a hole in the block.
Deceptive little play right there where she jumped, hung in the air, and on her way down, then tipped the ball. So the blocker was falling with her, and they're no longer over the net. Small nuance, but really important for more range.
Regardless of what happens in this one, players like Miller gaining some confidence at the pro level. And you got veterans like Hardiman and Bell getting an opportunity, knowing they can still do it. Side out Atlanta in a 13-12 lead. Julia Sangiacomo.
And you're letting your studs know, like, hey, sometimes it's not acceptable. And sometimes if we're not given the effort we need to get, we'll just go somewhere else.
It was Bobby Knight who said the best way to motivate an athlete is to put him on the bench. Something about the backside telling the brain, and brain telling the body you better do something differently. Wrist away for Mac Adams. Attack error on her out of the back row. We're even at 13.
Yeah, that tip play caused a lot of confusion on the Atlanta side, and that was almost the only thing available to swing was that big play.
Bella Bergmark to serve for Love Austin. Third-year pro. Overseas stops in Puerto Rico and France. LMA Powell on the combo play, and Carly DeHoe going sharp angle to avoid that block.
That's called 2-2. She hits it in area 2 and smashes across court to their area 2.
Manoy's pass is a good one. O'Neal gets the kill as a result. Side out Austin.
As Asia O'Neal gets into the front row here, she goes across the line of the front row. If you can get her a few more swings and maybe total 3 points as she goes across the front row, that's good output for her.
Keep an eye on. Powell going to DeHoe. And Lloyd all the way on the other side of the net as Bell couldn't dig it. Side out Atlanta. They're trading side outs right now, 15-14, Love Atlanta.
And DeHoe, like Jordan Thompson, can hit that ball so sharp, and if the block wants to move in to take that away, they automatically have to open up the line.
DeHoe at the service line for the first time this year. And Hardiman gets her off the service line.
That could be one of her only in-system swings, and you see why she's in League One volleyball. Beautiful set, fast set to the outside. If they can be in system with her, definitely can use it.
DeHoe got out a couple of serves earlier in this match, but had not been at the service line this year prior to today. Bailey Miller going toward the back line. Didn't get it, didn't get the hand. Side out Atlanta. Back in front 16-15. All right. They keep trading side outs. Who's going to take charge here?
I can't tell if this match is going to come down to who makes the great play or who doesn't make the bad play. I think in the next few plays here, if someone makes one of those disappointing errors, it could suck the wind out of their sails.
Good pass by Inoue. And Bailey Miller with a wrist away tools the block. We're back even at 16.
Just got to tip your hat to that swing.
Miller with 6 kills and a dozen swings, 3 attack errors. Asia O'Neal will serve. Outside Adams. Mac Adams goes wide, and now it's Austin with a 17-16 lead.
She puts herself in trouble a little bit too often where she gets in too early, doesn't really wait for the set to develop. When she's in early and has a little bit more problems with that connection.
9 kills and 9 attack errors. And now the ace for Asia O'Neal. So Adams hitting 0-0. O'Neal coming up with an ace, and Austin closing in on getting the Reading to the red zone first at 20 points. Ivana Montano coming back in for Atlanta.
Going back to their starting lineup via double sub.
Fairbanks back in, and Beatrice Negrati comes in to pass and play some defense. And O'Neal coming off the ace will serve again. Paulo Coco pulling some more levers, and it's Montano with a wrist away. Coming off the bench, saying, hey, I'm here too.
And that's the beauty of it. Slow start, not playing as well as she did the night before. But if you can mentally stay in there and get an opportunity like this, still win this match for your team.
Montaño's 11th kill, 24 swings, 6 attack errors. Lloyd going to Miller, and there's a block for LOVB Atlanta. They're back even at 18. Montaño and Jimerson.
I'm assuming Jimerson's the one that blocked the ball because she flexed. No, she did the flex for her teammate. Great fastball to the outside. Blockers got their hands over.
Yeah, Lashaba's serve, and it's an ace. And suddenly, Atlanta back in front.
Austin had momentum for just a flash. Hitting error by Adams, service ace by O'Neal. They had the wind in their sail, and all of a sudden it's flipped.
Naya Hlasheva, who at age 15 was already playing professionally in her native Czechia.
Got to score this.
Adams off the block and out of bounds. Hadn't been Mac Adams' night or day, but that was a big one. Atlanta gets to the red zone first. They have 4 unanswered points.
Margins are so thin here. When you create a free ball situation, you have to score that. If they don't score that and we're looking at 19-19, then Austin has all the momentum again.
This isn't quite the zombie movie we saw in the first set, but they were down by 2. Now they're up by 2. Miller over the top, finds some open floor. Creative play by the rookie Miller.
Adam comes over for tip, but has to realize that you're there for the tip and even that donut roll shot that goes deeper, because you're committed to picking up that ball. You got to run it down as well.
Opponents usually insist them when Lloyd serves. That pass tied to the net. Cat Bell. Dug by Fairbanks. Adams again. Dug by Zoe Jarvis in as a DS. Bell gets rejected.
Huge play by Adams there.
Big momentum swing.
Makes that move into the low seam, so Cat Bell sees that it's a one-on-one, assumes that Adams is going to go straight over, and she drops her right hand into that low seam.
Second block of this match for Adams. LMA Powell back into serve. Carla DeHoog back in at opposite. Miller, coverage by Adams. Powell teeing up DeHoog. Diving dig, effort by Jarvis, but couldn't keep it alive. And would you look at that? Atlanta leads by 3.
Again, those plays where you create free balls, you have to have it after 20. It's such a big momentum swing. Great job of them being able to run offense, throwing it right down Austin's throat in transition.
Timeout taken by Austin. So here is LOVB Austin down by 3, needing a comeback of their own. You're the head coach. What do you say to them?
Well, apparently the head coach is going to listen to them talk here.
Julianne Fawcett doing some of the talking.
Yeah, and some of what they're talking about, it's a technical, it's the sharp cross court. You got to dig that ball, yes. But they just got to get first ball side out. You can't give Atlanta an opportunity to dig and run transition because they've been really effective at it. It's just you got to take care of the things that you can control there, especially for Atlanta. It's when you do create an opportunity where you have a chance to score, take care of it. You got to do your dishes. You can prepare the meal, you can cook it, but you got to finish it.
You have your best player still on the sidelines in Madison Skinner. Is it time to get her back out there?
I think this is more about them making a point of keeping Eggleston and Skinner off the court right now.
Play the long game. There she
Playing
is.
the long game.
Let's see if Austin can get that first ball side out. Promising start with the pass. And it's Bell. Back at you. Didn't get it. Bell again. Second effort. Cat Bell gets the side out for Austin. 22-20. And Bailey Miller will serve.
Coach Coco is going to be frustrated at that one. He's been telling their blockers all night long to keep moving it in, taking the cross court. They did on the first ball and stopped her. And then on the second ball, didn't come far enough in to take the cross court.
Powell teeing up Adams. Lunging dig by Inoue. Hardiman off the soft block. Dug by Peanut Pinoy. Off speed from DeHoog. Pancake try by Miller, but couldn't get it. And Atlanta is 2 points away.
For the first time, Kat Bell stayed deep to dig that sharp cross court. And DeHoog does a great job of recognizing that and tips it into her zone. Big dig. That's really right front's ball to get.
What a smart play by DeHoog. One of the top opposite recruits in the nation at Washington more than a decade ago. Adams serves. Service error. Opens the door for LOVB Atlanta a bit. But for LOVB Austin a bit. Atlanta still okay if they get the side out.
You got middle back flying in, and so that's probably the last person that should be available to tip that. I think right front probably should collapse underneath and look for tips there.
The set to 25. You got to win by 2. DeHoog tools the block, and it is match point for Atlanta. A team that looked dead in the first set and in the second. They were down 18-11 in the second. Stormed from behind to win it.
Smart.
And they dominated the third.
Smart choice of LMA Powell, knowing who's hot on that right side. The connection is so great between the two. That's who you're going to feed in this situation.
Austin hanging by a thread. Tia Jemerson, the Atlanta native, serves. Very tight to the net. A chance here to win it for Powell. San Giacomo, and we have a ball that was over the net.
I think LMA Powell netted.
Yep. So Austin back within 2. Second match point coming up for Atlanta, looking for their 4th consecutive win. And Atlanta challenging this one, whether or not they were under the net, which would create a replay of the point. Paulo Coco challenging this. Really got to hand it to him and the moves he's made in this match. So I guess the call was reaching over the net and challenging that. It didn't look like it was a reach.
Yeah, she didn't touch it, but LMA Powell's right foot may come under anyway. Yeah.
All right, so the net was hit.
Yeah, and I don't think she touched that anyway. And LMA Powell does go under all the way.
Yep. So 24-22, second match point coming up for Atlanta.
You're in a 3-hitter rotation. You run your middle on a shoot set to try to get Asia O'Neal away, and you're setting Carly DeHoog back here.
I like the call. Oh, how about the ace?
And we'll never know.
We'll never know. Ace for O'Reilly. Timeout Atlanta. So their 3rd match point is coming up. Austin a point away from tying this up.
And Skinner's back in the match, by the way. As soon as it got to where Carly LeWade became front row, they double subbed as well. So Bri O'Reilly's back in setting. You got Maddie Skinner blocking on the outside. But what you do have is you have Hardiman blocking against DeHoog. So at only 5'10", she's physical, but not necessarily the biggest blocker. So the challenge becomes, if it's a perfect pass situation, it's what is Asia O'Neal going to do? Do you really trust that she's going to head to set Jill Hashaba right now? Or do you just know she's setting?
It's a guessing game, isn't it?
Yeah, I know that you know, but
have a good pass.
Yeah, need the pass.
3rd match point for Paulo Coco's LOVB Atlanta. And Bri O'Reilly will serve again. Madison Skinner over on the right pin. Carly DeHoog perhaps awaiting her chance. There's the good pass. It's outside. San Giacomo wins it. LOVB Atlanta wins their 4th consecutive. They take down Austin in 4.